Welcome back to Happy Class Online School. So this is Mathematics Primary 5, the first term and week 2, and so we are in week 9 of fraction. So today we are going to discuss and I'm going to explain to you the real world application of percentages. That means what is percentage used for and how can you use it in your daily life, you understand? So it's daily life application of percentages. That means what you do every day, how did percentage help you with it? So let's move on. So remember that to prepare for this lesson, get your notebook ready and get your pen and pencil, and you can put a cup of water beside you so that if you're thirsty you can have that. And make sure you prepare a comfortable chair so that you can sit comfortably and so that you can even work faster and work better for you to be able to master what I want to explain to you in this video. And then you have to also stay in the silent place so that no one disturb you, and put on your an earphone so that you'll be able to hear what I'm explaining clearly, and you won't miss the point. And just make sure that you not loud the audio too much so that it doesn't damage your hearings. You understand? So what does it mean by to percentage of qualities? That means how to find the percentage of a number. You understand? That's the first word application. You might go to somewhere and someone might say, just give me 50% of your money. You understand? Or 10% of your money, or 10% of your time. So give me 50% of your time, or give you 50% of the honey you are eating. Let's say you are drinking an orange and someone said you should give him 50% of the orange. You understand? So what does it mean by 50%, 10%, 100%, and so uh, how do you find a percentage of a number? So keep all this in mind, because I won't jump right to the board immediately. I want to quickly brush your mind on what actually means by finding percentage of a number. So 100% means whole thing. That means whole thing. If you ask someone said you should give him, or you should give her let's say 100% of the orange you have, that means the person said you should give him the whole orange. You understand? So this 100% of any number, the 100% of any number is the number itself. You understand? So 100% of orange is one orange, and 100% of two orange is that oranges. You understand? So this is an example now. So 100% of 8 is 8, and 100% of 100 naira is 100 naira. Then 100% of 4 boys is also 4 boys. Now how do you know if the 50% of a number? So also keep in mind that 50% means half. Now if someone tell you that you give him 50% of your, let's say you have 100 naira with you, and someone said you should give him 50% of the 100 naira, that means the person is telling you to give him half of it. That means 50% means half. So to find 50% of a number, you just divide the number by 2. Here is an example now. Let's say you ask to find 50% of 20. That means 20 divided by 2, which is 10. And 50% of 500 naira now is that will be 500 naira divided by 2. That will be 250 naira. And 50% of 12 guess is 12 guess divided by 2, which is 6 guess. So 50% of 12 guess is 6 guess, and 50% of 5 is 2 whole number 1 over 2, or 2.5%. Now let me quickly remind you on this, that if someone tell you that maybe you are 12 guess, there are 12 guess in a class, and someone says that only 50% of the guests will come out, that means only 6 of the guests should come out. So that's the real world application of percentage. Now what of 20%? How do you find 20% of a number? So 25% means 1/4. You understand? 1/4. And to find 25% of a number, you divide it by 4. That means someone say you give me 25% of your cake. That means you have to divide the cake into 4, and that person will take 1/4. That person will take 1 out of the 4. You understand? So 25% of 20 now is 5. You understand? 25% of 1000 naira is 250 naira. 25% of 200 marks is 8 marks, and 25% of 15 carat is 3.75 carat. Now let's assume that someone asks you to give him 25% of the 12 or the 15 carat you are holding. That means you have to, after giving him 3 carrots, you will now take one and cut it into, not into two, but at least slightly one off, you understand. So you have to count another one so that it's not, it doesn't have to be 3, it can be 4, you understand. And you can't give the person 3 because the person is asking for 15%, and 15 and 25% of 15 is 3.75. so that is it. How do you know 20% of a number? Now 20% means 1 over 5. That's, it is called 1/5. 1/5, you understand. And to find the 20% of a number, you divide it by 5. Now example, now if you are asked to find 20% of 50, that means 50 divided by 5, that will be 10. And if you are asked to find the 20% of 41 naira, that will be 41 naira divided by 5, and that will be 8.2 naira. Now if you don't know how 41 divided by 5 equals to 8.5, 8.2, you have already been taught how to convert from fraction to decimal. And whenever you see a fraction that have denominator of 5, you just multiply both denominator and denominator by 2, you understand. So keep that in mind and remember that one. So how do you know 10% of a number? Let's assume that someone tell you to give him 10% of your time, you understand, or 10% of your time. You know, the whole day we have, you understand, we spend like 24 hours a day. Now if someone asks you to give him 10% of your time, you understand, that means the person is telling you to divide your 24 hours divided by 10, you understand. So to get 10% of a number, you just divide the number by 10. So now 24% of 10% of 24 hours will now be 2.4 hours. That means that person is telling you to just give him 2.4 hours of your time. Maybe you want to talk to you, or you want to explain something to you, like I'm teaching you something here, you understand. So you can't even spend like 10%, you can't even spend 10% of your time watching this video. So you can't spend 2.5 hours or 2.4 hours just watching the video that I say. So 10% of 43 now is 43 divided by 10, which is 4.3. I remember how we are changing decimals to a fraction to decimal. Fraction that have 10 as the denominator, you just shift decimal point from the back one time. And 10% of 3 will be 3 divided by 10, which will be 0.4. I think with all the explanation now, you're probably getting an idea, started getting the idea of what percentage of a number is, and how you can find 100%, 50%, 25%, 20%, and as I'm explaining right now, how to find the 10% of a number. So how do you find 10% percentage of any number? Now I've explained to you how to find 100%, as I've said earlier on, and up to 10%. But how are you going to find percentage of any number? Let's say you are just given a number now. Suppose you are asked to find the 15% of 88. You understand? Since 15% is not among what I just explained right now, we still have to do some calculations. You understand? Like let's say someone asks you to find 53% of something, or 50%. Let's say 5% of 800 naira, or 3% of 700 naira. You understand? How are you going to do that calculation? How are you going to find the percentage of any number? Now, after watching what I want to explain right now, in the after watching it, you'll be able to find the percentage of any number on the earth, no matter how long the number is, no matter what the number is, and no matter what kind of percentage you have to find from the number. So let's jump right in. So there are 3 steps to find any numbers. Just 3 steps to find the percentage of any number. So the first step is that you change the of to multiplication sign. You understand? Like if you look at this question, you have to find 12% of. That means that of, you change it to times to multiplication sign. You understand? And the next step is change the percentage to the percent to decimal. And the third step is to solve the problems using multiplication of decimal. Now this might be complex to you because you probably see the step. So without wasting any further ado, let's jump to some examples, and let's quickly jump to the board to solve it for you. So the first one we are going to do is 15% of 88, and we are going to find 29% of 700. So now let's jump right to the board, and let's solve those 2 questions. Now we are in front of the board now, and the first example that I told you we are going to solve is to find 15% of 88. Sorry. So the first step is that you are going to change this off to multiplication. You understand? So that will be 15% times, you understand, times 88. So that's the first step. And the second step is to change the decimal, the percentage here to decimal. How are you going to change percentage to decimal? Remember what I explained to you earlier on when I'm explaining percentage to you, that when you see 15% like this, that will be 15 over 100. You understand? That will be 15 over 100. That means we now, the second step will now be 15 over 100 times 88. You understand? So after we get that one, the next step is to change this fraction here to decimal. And whenever you are changing any fraction that have 0, 2 0 as the denominator, that means you shift decimal point 2 times. That will be 1, 2. The answer will now be 0.15. So we have changed we have this second step, which is changing the percentage to decimal. You understand? Or let me do it like this. I think I've explained that one, that whenever you want to change any number that have percentage like this, like 15, like this, 15%, just multiply it by 100. You understand? And if you multiply by 100, just shift decimal point 2 times, 1, 2 to this side. So the answer would be 15 points. That would be 0.15. You understand? And we times it by 88. It's still the same thing as I explained earlier on, but this one is more simple. You understand? Whenever you are multiplying, changing this percentage to decimal, like 15% for example, now just multiply it by 100. So you multiply 15 by 100, not 15%. So now shift decimal point 2 times, 1, 2, because you are multiplying it by 100. That will be 0.15. So that's how we get it here. Now the next thing to do now is to multiply. The next step is to solve the problem using multiplication of decimal. Now how are you going to multiply 88 times 0.15? So pay attention to this one, as it might be a little bit complex for you if you have not do subtraction, multiplication of decimal before. First of all, write the number like this and put the multiplication sign. So don't worry about decimal sign. We are going to worry about decimal sign after we finish all our calculation. Now let's start multiplying. 8 times 5 is 40. You write 0 and you keep 4 here. You understand? So 8 times 1 is 8. You add it with 4, which is, I think that's 12. So you write 2 and you keep 1. We are already done with this 4. Let me cancel it. So 8 times 0 is 0 plus 1. That will be 1. And do you get it now? So we are going to get 120 there. Sorry, 8 times 0 is 0 plus 1. That will be 1. You understand? Because 8 times 0 is 0 plus 1 that remain here. That will be 1. So 8 times 5 also is 40. Write 1 and keep 4. 8 times 1 is 8 times 1 is 8 plus 4. That's 12. You write 2. You keep 1. And 8 times 0. I'm already done with this. Sorry, I'm already done with this one and this one. So let me cancel it. So 8 times 0 is 0 plus 1. That's 1. So you now draw the bar like this and you add it together. So this will be 0, this will be 2, this will be 3, and this will be 1. So we have 1, 3, 2, 0 here. You understand? So let me quickly explain this again. 8 times 5 is 40. We write 0, we keep 4. 8 times 1 is 8 plus the 1 plus the 4 that we keep here. That's 12. We write 2, we keep 1 because we have 12 here. So write the digit that's at the digit that's at back here, the last digit here. So that's how we get to here, and we keep the digits that are front. That's 1. So 8 times 0, that's 0 plus 1, that's 1. That's exactly the same thing that I did here with for how we get this 1, 2, 0. And one thing to keep in mind when you are multiplying decimals and whole number is that the next number here that you want to add, that you want to multiply, the next number here, the digit, the first answer, the answer you get when you multiply 8 times 5 here, this number that's here and this one, don't write it here. Don't write it here. Just make sure you write it on the under the second digit here, because if you write it here, you are going to get the wrong answer. You understand? So keep that in mind. Let me put the sign here so that you know that we didn't write it. No, I think maybe I should write it in red so that I'll be able to see that I don't write anything here. So the next step here, after we do that, we add it together, and make sure you put the addition sign there so that you know what you did when you are working. So the answer is 1320. Now where are we going to put the decimal point? So just check your question here. If decimal, since decimal, we have 2 decimal place and the first digit, and this one doesn't have a decimal, this one did not have any decimal, that means our answer will be, the decimal point will be here. Just have 2 digits at the decimal. That will be 2 decimal place, because we have 2 digits at the end to the left of the decimal. So the answer here will now be 13.20. Now 15% of 88 is 13.20. So that is just it, and that is it about that. So let's maybe quickly give you the answer for the second, let me do the second question for you, which is we are doing the third number here, so we keep 60, we keep 6. 2 times 7 times 2 is 14, plus 6, that would be plus 14, that would be, I think that would be 20. You understand? So you now write 0 here, we keep 2. You understand? So we cancel this number here, so we keep 2. 7 times 0 is 0 plus 2, that's 2. You now write the addition sign here and you add it together. So this 0, 0, this 3, and this 0, this 2. Now since we have 2 digits at the question here, so the answer, the digits will be here. That means our answer will be 203.00, and 203.00, you know that is 203. So do let me even write the decimal point here. So 29% of 700 is 203. You understand that? So that's the, so don't worry yourself about this one. This is the calculation. So this is just the, so 29% of 700 is 29% times 700. We write 29 over 100 because you know that 29% is 29 over 100 times 700. We change 29 over 100 to decimal, which is 0.29 times 700, and this is the answer we get by using this method to find the multiplication of the two decimal. So let's jump right to here. Let me give you some exercise to do, and if you don't understand the question, the exercise you are doing, just go back and watch my examples and do all the exercise before jumping to before seeing the corrections that I will do with you for you the next section. You understand? So the exercise is that you solve the problems. The first question is that you find 24% of 800 and 23% of 1400 and 45% of 13 kilogram. You understand? So it's not difficult. So pause the video right now and make sure you do it before even watching my the correction that I want to give to you. So pause the video now. 24 times 80, the answer you get is it I think that's the answer would be 19.2. so that's the correct answer. Remember, just don't copy the answer like that. I just did it so that you know the steps. So you first change this off to times. I will change this 24% to 0.24 because change it to decimal. I will now multiply together, so we get 19.2. so 19.2 is 24% of 80. Now 53% now will be 0.53, because we are going to shift decimal point 2 times when we changing from decimal, from percentage to decimal. And we say this naira, sorry, there's naira here, so there's naira here too. So 1400. Now if you said 0.53, now if you multiply it by 1400 naira, so the answer will be, I think the answer will be okay, 742, that's 742 naira. You understand? So 742 naira. So coming back to the last example here, so 43% is this will be 0.43 times 13 kilogram. You understand? So 13 kilogram. So 0.43 now, if you multiply it by 13, so the answer will be 5 point. The answer will be 5 point. I think that's 5.59 gram. Sorry, 5.59 kilogram. Don't mind my writing there. So 5.59 kilogram. So 24%. I'm in the first question here. So 24% to 24% of 80. The answer is 19.2, and 53% of 1400 naira, that's 742 naira. So 43% of 13 kilogram is 5.59. So watch the example that I gave to you and see the step that I not right here, so that you probably, I don't want to take too long explaining this one, so because we have one more thing to discuss before the end of this video. Absence. Now you know 50% is just half. That means you divide 54 by 2. So it's not even complex there. You understand? So let's jump right to the board and let me show you how to do it. Puppies in the class. So 54 puppies like this. don't mind my writing. I've already shown you how to write it, but I'm using something my mouse here to mark. So that's the reason why it's sometimes rough like that. So now we have 54 pupils in the class, you understand? And the next thing we have is that we said 50% of them are present, you understand? So 50% of them are present. So 50% are present, you understand? 50% are present. Now we do not know how many pupils are absent. We want to know those that are absent. We want to know those that are absent. We do not know those that are absent. Now if we want to get this now, that will be, you first calculate the percentage of those that are present. That will be 50%, because 50% of the pupils are present. That will be 50% of 50. That will be 50% of 54. You understand? So that's the number of the pupils that are present. Now if you want to calculate 50% of 44, that would be 0.5 times 54. You understand? Or you just divide 54 by 2. But I just want to show you this, since that's the way I explained to you. And so 0.54 0.5 times 54 will now be, that's 70, that's 27. That means 27 pupils are present. You understand? These are the number of pupils that are present. Remember that we have not solved the problem now. We have to find the percentage of the pupils that are absent. So since we are told that 50% of the pupils are present, so that's 24 of them are present. Now we now take the number of pupils now, 54. You understand? 54 now. We now subtract the number of pupils that are there. Sorry, that are present. So and we get the number of pupils that are absent. So if you subtract 24 from 24, 27, 54 plus minus 27, that will be 27. That means the correct answer is now that 27 pupils are also absent. You understand? So 27 pupils are also absent. Now let me quickly explain this to you again. So we have 54 pupils that are in the class. You understand? So 50% of them are present, and we don't know the number of the pupils that are absent. So we first calculate this first step. We first calculate the percentage of the pupils that are present, and we get 27%. So remember what I explained to you earlier on this. So we now want to calculate how many percent of the pupils are present. Sorry, are absent. We now take the percent of the pupils that are present. I will subtract it from the number of the pupils we have in the class and get 27. So we now know that 27 pupils are absent. So 27 pupils are absent. You just have to put it like this: 27 pupils are absent. So that's how to answer. Now do this exercise for me, and let me quickly jump to the slide. Blue eyes. How many children do not have blue eyes? So in a class, in a group of 32 children, 25% of them have blue eyes. How many of them do not have blue eyes? So pause the video right now and make sure you do it. You can watch the example that I gave to you. So if you have not clear with this question, just don't worry, just do it anyway, and I'll give you the correction right now. Of them have blue eye. So 25% of them, 25% of have blue eyes. Understand? So EYES here. So 25% of 32 children have blue eyes. There's hell here. Have blue eyes. You understand? So we are now to find how many of them did not have blue eyes. You understand? So let's say don't have blue eyes now. Children that did not have blue eye don't have blue eye. So I'll put a question mark there. So don't have blue eye equals to, we don't know it. You understand? So what we are going to do is that to find 25% of 32. Sorry, find 25% of 32. You understand? So 25% of 32 now will be 25 over 100 times 32, and the answer will be 0.25 times 32, which will result in so if you multiply 0.25 times 32, that will be, I think 0.25 times now 8 children of them have blue eyes, you understand. So this, we have not calculated the number of those that do not have blue eyes, you understand. So now we have known the number of those that don't have that have blue eyes, because we say 25% of 32, that's it. We know we are not given the percentage of those that do not have blue eye. So we now take the total amount of the children, 32 minus 8. So and if we subtract 32 minus 8 now, the answer will be 24. That means 24 children did not have blue eye. Just write like this: 24 children don't have blue eye. You understand? So I'm using mouse to write, and sometimes it can be rough. So don't have blue eye. Understand? So don't have blue eyes. So I think that's the end of the example that I gave to you. So that's the end of the exercise. So go back to the video and make sure you watch it. If there's anything you don't understand there, make sure you go back, rewind, and do the exercise. Just know that whenever you are finding 25, the percentage of any number, first change the half to multiplication, and you change the percentage to decimal, which is, I've already told you how to change percentage to decimal, and make sure that you just multiply it by 32. And I've already explained to you in the example that I gave to you earlier on how to multiply a number, a decimal by a whole number. So feel free to rewind and watch the video again. So goodbye, see you in the next video.